Hi, everyone, and welcome to Fireside Chat number 272. Wow, look at this. You're getting both. This is very rare, and I hope you didn't miss it. Otto and Snoopy in the picture. So, I'm Dennis Prager, and this is a chance. I'm sorry for the dog commotion, but there's really nothing we can do. This is a chance for me to talk to you quite directly. There's no script, there's no teleprompter, it's all spontaneous. Something on my mind that I want to share, and then I take your questions wherever you are, literally around the world, watching the Fireside Chat. So before I offer you a thought on the subject that I'm planning to talk about, a little introduction might be helpful. I talk about religion fairly frequently. This is not, so to speak, a religious show, and it's certainly not specifically one religion. It's not Catholic, it's not evangelical, it's not Protestant, it's not quote-unquote Christian, it's not Mormon. I'm a Jew and a committed Jew, but it's not specifically Jewish either. And by the way, I saw the video question just right before coming on here with you, and it will actually be about that. But my intention in raising this introductory comment is to say that unlike almost all other general podcasts, radio shows, broadcasts, I advocate religion, God, Bible, more than just about any other non-religious programming, because it is the fundamental issue in the world. I knew in my 20s, and I know I knew it because I wrote it in my first book, which was when I was 24 years old, that the most important question is there a God? Specifically, the God of the Bible, the Ten Commandments, etc. I understood what most professors don't understand. I knew this at 24, which is no compliment to me. In the past, most people knew it at the age of 24. Most people knew it, I think, at the age of 15. That it's the most important question in the world, is there a God? Because if there's no God, then there's really nothing. There's just this moment, this fragmentary moment of time in which we come into the universe, then we're gone for eternity. It's oblivion, which is a very sobering thought when you think about it. And not only that, there's no ultimate meaning to life. It's a coincidence that I'm here. It's a coincidence that you're here. It's pure coincidence that anything is here. There's no purpose to it all. Creation has no creator. It has no maker. It has no designer. What we think of as good and evil is purely opinion. There is no objective good and evil. It's just, I think murder is wrong. You think murder is right. Who's to decide, since there's nothing above us from which the moral code comes from? So I understood that, and that's why I have rarely talked about, when I'm asked or debated, I talk about it, God's existence, I talk about God's necessity. Because even if you believe that there is a God, but you don't understand why it's so important, it's not really a significant or meaningful belief. So that's why I spend the time, and if you are irreligious or even anti-religious, this is particularly dedicated to you, because if you think rationally, you have to conclude that this is the biggest issue. It is simple as that. So let me give you a different way of approaching the issue. Whenever I speak about the question of God and morality, for example, I will say to somebody, so to whom are you morally accountable? Right? I mean, I want you to think about that question for a moment. To whom or to what are you morally accountable for your behavior? And the answer I get is, I'm not accountable. I don't believe in a God to whom I'm accountable. I'm accountable to my conscience. That is the most common answer that I receive. So I want to talk to you today about conscience. What does that mean to be accountable to your conscience, and what is the conscience? Well, it turns out if you're accountable to your conscience, it's really essentially the exact same thing as saying you're accountable to your own feelings. Let's talk about the conscience.
Big tech censorship continues to be a big problem for PragerU, so it's more important than ever that our audience watches our content on our platform. To continue watching this episode of the Fireside Chat, go to PragerU.com or download the PragerU mobile app today.